Now, why do I have all these chop saws sitting around and nobody coming to pick them up? I mean, that's thousands of dollars worth of equipment that you would think somebody wants back. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. I hope everybody's having a great week. I'm just gonna get on here and make a short little video about chop saws today. I get a lot of them in the shop every year, and there's usually only a few things that's wrong with them. So hopefully, if you check these out, I can save you some time, money, and frustration in the future. But before we jump into today's video, if you're a fan of saving time, money, and frustration while fixing your own small engine equipment while watching in-depth tutorials, you've come to the right place because that's what I do. I upload a couple times a week, and if that sounds interesting, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and please leave a comment. I love to read through the comments, and I will reply to all the early commenters. So let me show you something a little bit crazy. This is one of the rooms where I keep miscellaneous stuff, some stuff waiting on parts, some stuff that's not worth fixing, some stuff that, I don't know. I don't even know why it's in here anymore. But, chop saw, chop saw, chop saw, chop saw. Here's another room where I got stuff that people need to pick up, some that's ours that we're keeping, but what I got? Chop saw, chop saw. Now, why do I have all these chop saws sitting around and nobody coming to pick them up? I mean, that's thousands of dollars worth of equipment that you would think somebody wants back. Well, the problem is they're all dead. Nobody ever wants to come pick them up when they're dead. And there's only a couple reasons that these chop saws die. And I'm gonna let you know why. Now, I had a customer bring in these two chop saws yesterday, and the first thing I did, I pulled the pull rope. And if I can pull it that easy, we know we got issues. Now this one, it was a little tougher to pull, but still, it's not that hard to pull. So first thing I do, I check compression. This one, unfortunately, only had 60 pounds of compression in the piston and cylinder. This one had below 100, about 95. Both of these are not worth repairing unless you want to completely go into the piston and cylinders and spend a lot of money. Now, ideally, you want 140 pounds of compression on these. If it's under 100, they're not really worth putting any effort into if something else is wrong with it, because it's never going to run right if it's 100 or below. So like all the other chop saws I have back there, these two are probably never going to get picked up either. Now, I cannot stress enough how important it is to maintain these machines. They are built tough. They are built to last. They have huge carburetors on them that you can let them sit for 6 months at a time. It's going to blow through whatever debris it has in it, and it's going to run. The majority of the ones that I get into the shop, they're either extremely simple fixes or they're dead. A lot of times it's fuel related. Either it's a bad batch of fuel, it's old, or it has water in it. That is what I see the most of the time when it's a simple fix. The air filter, it could be clogged up to where it's flooding it out. You need to change the air filter quite often on these, and you need to at least clean it out every time you use it. Now, I'm pretty sure though that these had straight fuel running them. So these two units are burned up. But what's funny is what I always find every time they bring in burned up units. First thing I always check is the fuel, and every time I get one that was burned up in here, it is always topped off to the max. Now, I did check this gas, it is fresh, it is mixed, but that's a sign that, you know, this was not the gas that was in it last time it was running. A second telltale sign is that both of these very used units came in with brand new air filters. What does that mean? That the last air filters were probably pretty funky and they bought new air filters thinking that would fix their problem. So another lack of maintenance issue. So guys, I cannot stress enough, if you're gonna drop $1,000 on a piece of equipment, use ethanol-free fuel, make sure it's fresh, clean your air filter every time, service it, and I promise it'll last you a lifetime. Now, if you have any issues with it starting, if it's just hard to start for you, I will leave a link right up here showing you a video of how to make it a little easier for it to start, because it's just like a chainsaw. A lot of them have the decompression triggers on them, and they do flood out easily if you don't got that oomph behind it. So thanks again for tuning back into Chickanic. Hopefully this video saves you time, money, and frustration in the future. If you haven't found us on Facebook, find us at facebook.com/Chickanic. Find us on Instagram at TheRealChickanic, or find us at Chickanic.com, where you can get your own t-shirts, hoodies, and long sleeve shirts. Thanks, and have a great day.